This is a special presentation for the Believe in Pro Wrestling podcast. Here's Rick Ucchino on the Believe Podcast Network.
What is going on, you guys? Rick Ucchino here for SB Nation and the Believe Podcast Network. We are at the SummerSlam Press Junket, and this is a big weekend for my guest at this time, Shayna Baszler. You are going one-on-one with Ronda Rousey. Now, the last time we spoke was at WrestleMania, and a lot has happened in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
You go from competing in the showcase at WrestleMania to winning the tag team titles to now all of a sudden, here's the culmination of a feud with Ronda, and I know her injury played a lot into that, but the last few months creatively, this has had to have been a whirlwind for you.
I mean, that's kind of the standard in this business, right? But yeah, it's been nonstop. It's been a wild ride. But I mean, we're where we're at now, and that's the way you got to deal with it. You know, if you can't do that in this business, you ain't gonna go anywhere. So it's good. It's a good problem to have.
Now, this past Monday, the two of you aired your grievances out over in that interview series, that sit-down series, which got rave reviews across the board, both of you for the storytelling and the performances that you had. I'm willing to bet, given your history, the two of you had quite a bit of an input on how that was going to go.
Well, I mean, we just sat down and answered questions. I've said the whole time the thing about both of us is that we don't do promo, right? Like there's a sort of like cadence and fluctuation that happens for a wrestling promo.
Sure.
But we've come up in combat sports, both of us, our whole lives, and done interviews and sit down and do like legit, like I'm not promoting you right now. I'm just answering your questions. And so that's the way we deliver how we speak on the show. And I think that the people that have issue with it aren't used to hearing just a more natural cadence and a way to speak. And it's just when you put us in an environment like that or in a setting like that, it clicks a little better. You know what I mean? So like, it's a roundabout way of saying like,
You're in your comfort zone.
yeah, and I mean like WWE promos sound a certain way on Raw and SmackDown. They sound a certain way. So when something sounds different, it seems a little off. It's not, but it might see people might not recognize it, but they'll be like, "Ah, man, they're not doing promo." But when you set us in a setting like that, it immediately people understand. So I think it resonates a little bit better in that sort of setting, and it just came across and let us do what we do and set us up for success in how we do it.
And this weekend you're doing MMA style rules, which is very fitting for the two of you. How exciting is it to be able to bring that aspect to a big stage like SummerSlam? And with the deal with Endeavor closing here soon, are you hoping that maybe there will be more of a mixed martial arts kind of crossover here?
Well, I've always been, so like in pro wrestling, I come up through Billy Robinson and Josh Barnett. So MMA and pro wrestling have a very shared history. And I think more than like showcasing us per se, I get to showcase my lineage, my martial lineage coming up. So it's special for me just in that aspect. And then I'm glad, there's someone that can handle it. So it's not just going to be like a 2-minute thing, hopefully. I won't complain if I win in 2 minutes, but you know what I mean? To showcase the true roots of pro wrestling.
Last one here because I'm getting the wrap-up signal. I am looking forward to that match and seeing how the MMA style and the wrestling style kind of marriage in that match. But one thing that you have been very vocal about in the last few months has been the women's tag team division. And I know that you and Ronda only had the belts for so long, but I felt like you accomplished a lot in the little bit amount of time, especially the way that you bumped for Kaden and Katana and you bumped for Isla and Alba and really kind of put them over even in defeat. Do you feel like even though your run was abbreviated, that you left the division better than when you guys took the tag team titles?
Yeah, I think it's hard to argue that we didn't bring legitimacy and help those titles out. And that's something that Ronda and I are going to do just by being who we are. And that was a goal we had from the start of even chasing those titles, is we wanted to bring some importance to those. And I think during even the short time that we had them, it's hard to argue that we didn't do that.